Number 3, Honda CB250, CB450, CB500 twins. 3 bikes, 3 decades. One mission, never die. They weren't built to turn heads or win races. These Hondas had one job: start every morning, ride all day, and shrug off decades like it was nothing. If motorcycles had a grizzled veteran category, these guys would wear the crown. It starts in the 1960s with the CB450, Honda's declaration of war on the British twins. 444cc, dual overhead cams, torsion bar valve springs. Yeah, that's right. In an era of push rods and leaky cases, Honda showed up with tech that was years ahead of its time. 45 horsepower, 165 miles per hour, top speed, and a red line that embarrassed Triumph and BSA. It didn't just run, it screamed for its time. Then came the CB500T in the 70s. It was basically the CB450 with a longer stroke and a bit more mellow vibe. Around 34 horsepower, smooth delivery, and a relaxed ride. Not the most exciting bike, but it aged into a cult classic. Today, more of a garage trophy than a daily rider. But the real MVP? The CB500 twin from the 1990s. A no-nonsense 499 cubic centimeter DOHC engine that made 57 horsepower and ran smoother than half the bikes twice its size. Top speed? Close to 193 miles per hour. Longevity? Honda engineers must have dipped this thing in adamantium. 300,000 miles? Easy. Commuters, couriers, and riding schools swore by it and still do. No thrills, no frills. Just legendary reliability. You can pick one up today for $1,000 to $2,000, ride it cross-country, and still be early for work the next day. Sometimes the toughest bikes aren't the fastest or the flashiest. They're just the ones still standing when everything else falls apart. All right, we've had the workhorses, and now it's time for something a little spicier. Number 2 brings the heat with a bike that flew under the radar but packed a serious punch. Yamaha Radian 600. Because sometimes, the sleeper hits the hardest. Built between 1986 and 1990, the YX600 Radian was Yamaha's quiet flex. A bike that didn't try to dominate any one category, but somehow nailed just enough of everything. It was the motorcycle equivalent of showing up in jeans and a t-shirt, and still winning the race. At its heart was a 598 cubic centimeter air-cooled inline 4, borrowed from the FZ600, but returned for street manners. It made 66 horsepower and 38 pound-feet of torque, enough for a top speed around 125 miles per hour, quarter mile in 12.7 seconds, 0 to 60 in under 4. But here's the kicker, you don't need to be folded up like a pretzel to enjoy it. Yamaha ditched the aggressive riding posture of its sport bike siblings and gave the Radian upright ergonomics and real-world comfort. They dropped the engine into a Maxim 550 frame, softened the cams, and rejetted the carbs for a meteor mid-range. It wasn't built to chase red lines. It was built to rip through city streets and back roads without breaking your back. And it worked. This thing had torque right where you needed it. Low, usable, fun torque. It didn't scream, it surged. Every throttle twist felt like it had purpose, whether you were tearing down the boulevard or just vibing on your daily commute. Best of all, they're still dirt cheap. For under $2,000, you can pick one up today with retro lines, a rock-solid engine, and more capability than most modern commuters. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but twist the throttle, and the Radian reminds you sometimes the quiet ones hit hardest. Number 1, Suzuki GN 125, GN 250, GZ 250. They weren't built to thrill, they were built to survive, and for a while that was enough. On paper, the GN series looked like the perfect beginner platform. The GN 125 delivered between 11 and 14 horsepower from a 124 cubic centimeter air-cooled single. The GN 250 stepped things up to 21 horsepower with a 4-valve 249 cubic centimeter engine. Then came the GZ 250, the same engine, dressed up in cruiser styling and stripped of even more spirit. They were all lightweight, affordable, and easy to ride. In 1988, the GN 250 sold brand new for just $1,859. Can you even imagine that? It was that cheap. But here's the problem. None of them felt like real motorcycles. The GN 125 barely managed highway speeds without feeling maxed out and dangerously buzzy. The GZ 250 tried to mimic cruiser vibes but came off as undercooked, from its soft power delivery to its small toy-like scale. And when lined up against better-equipped rivals, the entire GN family started to feel more like temporary tools than passionate rides. Still, they carved out a niche. Rider training schools and motorcycle programs loved their bulletproof simplicity. In developing countries, they became known as machines that could take abuse and keep going. Their engines were basic. Their parts were cheap. Their charm, debatable. They succeeded not because they sparked emotion, but because they refused to break. Reliable? Absolutely. Memorable? Not so much. And in a world where riders crave experience over endurance, that kind of forgettable reliability is its own quiet kind of failure. Don't forget to subscribe because we have got more surprises coming your way.